Alright, how's it going, everybody? I'm Metal Monster.
And I have a congested throat.
Who was that again?
I don't fish. I mean, I'm Full Metal doing 89.
Alright, and today we are talking about making games.
Making video games.
No, you're just making the cat irritated.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see what's new AA.
What is new AA? What have you been up to lately?
A lot of new articles. A lot of exciting stuff happened this week. Supposedly Nintendo's going to work with Orlando to make a Nintendo theme park.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty banging.
Yeah, it would be.
See all the Nintendo characters, like in costume and stuff like that, taking pictures with people, getting stuff thrown at them.
Ronin Warriors. There's new AMV, but it seems like... Did you hear the news?
What is the news?
Our last week's video or whatever got muted.
Our last week's podcast video got muted?
Yeah.
Wow, really? How did that happen?
Copyright claims or something.
Copyright claims?
Yeah. So I was figuring it was probably the music from the AMV we watched. So I don't think we'll be able to do that again, unfortunately.
Is it one of those like automated things?
Yeah, it seems like it.
YouTube has a filter.
Well, it was Twitch that muted it.
Oh. Wow.
That never happened to you?
Me?
Yeah.
Nope.
Thank you. That looks new. Oh, Boy Meets World. Have you ever seen that series? So Elvin asked a couple questions because it's the 15-year anniversary of Boy Meets World.
I have seen a little bit of it actually.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Very, very vaguely at that point. I don't remember much of it. But
Parents used to be really big for that show. So I guess I watched it along with
oh, okay. One
because I don't think I've ever seen it. Thank you for your kindness, A, and the person who did what they did Christmas. I wish I had been able to do more. Things are crazy, but may you be blessed in ways you can't imagine. I wish I could talk to you more. My friend.
It seems things have been hectic. You guys here on AA are awesome.
Roku, Ashana.
I'm sure SS appreciates it. Secret Santa?
Huh.
Oh, okay. So it's a reference to the Secret Santa?
Seems like it.
Huh.
I wonder. Seems like the person's familiar with us, though. I guess maybe, even though they only have 2 posts, they've been here for a while.
Could be they've been here for a while and after making a new account because they forgot their old one.
Maybe. That's what I was thinking. Probably the old account. Alright. Where do you want to go the most?
Going to America. Yeah. And also going to
Oh wait, maybe it does have Hobbiton. And Europe.
Is it actually named after the Hobbit?
I don't know. I know the Lord of the Rings series was filmed in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
And Christopher Reeves, I think that's his name.
Christopher Reeves?
Yeah. Or Christopher Lee. Does that sound familiar?
Christopher Lee. Oh, the one who plays Sauron.
Yeah.
Sauron.
Yeah. Anyway, he wanted to help out with The Hobbit, but he told them that he was too old. So what they did is they made special sets in London for him to film, so that he didn't have to travel to New Zealand.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
How old is Christopher Lee now?
Like 95.
No. I'm trying to think about how old is Sir Ian McKellen now.
I'm not sure.
I remember seeing him in the latest X-Men movie, and he seemed like he was starting to get up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Christopher Lee fought in World War II, I think.
Oh, Christopher Lee did?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it for the new topics. Oh, wait, I didn't check current events. I always forget about that.
Current events.
School and fire.
School and fire.
What type of cell phone do you have? I don't think we saw that topic, or maybe we did. I have an S3. What do you have?
I have an S4 Mini.
Yeah.
Yeah, go Samsung. It's kind of weird. I don't understand how I ever got by without a smartphone. Until I had a smartphone, I was like, wow, how did I get by without this thing? This thing is amazing.
I think it's like what most people. I think I remember reading that a lot of people like feel that way. It was just like one of those things where you didn't realize how good it was until you got it, and then you're like, how did I do without this?
Yeah,
It's got so much stuff on it.
It's like all these people are obsessed. They have text messaging people for free all the time, making all these long distance phone calls, using the internet everywhere. I mean, really? It's like, come on, what's the big deal? I was just like, oh my god, I cannot live without you. Like, now I'm spoiled. I've had the thing less than a year, and already I want a bigger phone.
So I guess it looks like during a party, the school burned down. I wonder if they know why.
Nobody was injured in the blaze. Oh, okay, so luckily no one was hurt.
Yeah.
From the sounds of things.
It's kind of weird for it just to burn down. Tennessee School District. I think we remember reading that one last week. We were all like, ew, 6-year-old pork? That's gross.
Oh, wow, my goodness, that is horrible.
Yeah.
That is
Anyway, you
disgusting.
say that. It really doesn't sound appetizing.
No.
6-year-old pork.
Yes.
Maybe they froze it for a really long time. Alright, let's go look at the articles that Elvin posted. Maybe there's one about the Universal and Nintendo team up. Paramount to co-produce and co-finance live action. Live action what?
After what?
Is it Ghost in the Shell?
Attack on Titan?
Is it Attack on Titan?
Yes.
No, it's Ghost in the Shell. I was right. I'm a genius.
Oh, there's that too.
Yeah. Distributor International News reporting Friday that Paramount will produce Scarlett Johansson will play Summer as what is her name?
So in the what William Wheeler.
Motoko. Yeah. What's her full name? Do you remember?
Motoko Kitsuragi or something like that?
Yeah. So that's gonna be Scarlett Johansson. It's kind of weird. She doesn't look anything like Motoko.
Yeah. Makes me wonder how they're gonna make her fit the role. I have a feeling when we see a picture of her in costume, it's going to look ridiculous.
Ooh. That makes me want to look up a picture of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
That's right. Are they actually still coming out with the Deadpool movie?
Yep.
Starring Ryan Reynolds?
Yep. Remember the last time Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool?
Yeah, well, this time they're not going to screw it up because his costume actually turned out right.
He had like no mouth. Wolverine's claws. No. They were like swords stuck in his fist or something like that, and he shot laser beams.
It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. That's what he looks like in costume now?
Yeah.
Can you guys figure out what
Okay.
Hey, kitty. That'd be a dork over there. You dork.
Yeah, because he was in the Let's see, there he is, the Wolverine Origins or whatever.
That picture of him in the middle there.
Yeah.
That's right. You see him like looking normal at the beginning of the movie, and then it's like when you see him later on, he's like zombified or something almost. So how does he look in costume now?
Something more like this. Like that.
Come on, get back alive. Am I annoying you? Am I annoying you? Wow, he's actually getting aggressive with this way.
Probably can't hear you.
Yeah, so that's what Ryan Reynolds looks like now as Deadpool. Much better. Much more of an improvement over this.
Yeah, that was pretty sad.
So yeah. So that's the Ghost in the Shell. So a lot of people thought that it might have ended up in development hell. Development hell.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously not.
Come to think of it, wasn't there announced a long time ago about Evangelion movie?
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. There was an Akira movie, but that's in development hell, I think, right now. Have you heard anything about Akira lately?
Nothing actually.
Yeah, so I think that's in development hell right now.
Cowboy Bebop live action movie?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, that's probably right.
May 9th officially recognized as Goku Day. Well, happy Goku Day.
May 9th. Recognized by whom? Can I get out of work for that day?
Well, it's a Saturday this year, so.
Oh, well, there's no point.
Japan Anniversary Association has officially recognized May 9th as Goku Day. The numbers 5 and 9 can be read in Japan as Go and Ku, respectively. Yeah. Oh, that must be the voice actor. That's the lady who voiced Goku.
Oh.
So that's really cool. Goku Day, happy Goku Day. Are you having Goku Day?
Unless
Didn't die. What is it? It looks some kind of like weird cross of like Kill la Kill. I don't know. Is it made by the same people? Crunchyroll has been streaming the anime since its premiere in Japan in April. I have Crunchyroll. Yeah. Thank you. I believe it was Gone Nuts. Pretty sure it was Gone Nuts.
Oh.
If he sees underwear, humanity will be destroyed.
If he sees underwear, humanity will be destroyed.
what?
That's what it says. An original anime series. Punchline censors on Yuta, a high school student with particular habit. When he sees a girl's panty, he gets so excited he faints. After a certain incident with a ghost cat, his soul gets separated from his body. Using his special powers, Yuta watches the daily lives of inhabitants of his apartment and sometimes plays tricks on it. Eventually, Yuta decides to unlock the secrets to why Earth will be destroyed and tries to save it. Kind of weird. I wonder who it's made by.
Gotta admit, I've seen some really, really weird anime synopses, but that might take the cake.
No, it doesn't. You're
Okay,
so
it
silly.
probably doesn't, but then again, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of ridiculous summaries for different animes, and you find out it's just like, well, I'm watching it now, and I don't know how I got this far.
I wonder when One Punch Man's gonna come out as an anime. Because supposedly, from what I saw from some of the manga comics and stuff like that, it's like an action anime. And the artist spends a lot of time working on the details and everything. But supposedly the main character is completely mundane and he beats everybody with one punch.
Who is it?
It's called One Punch Man, I think.
Oh.
So it's like a parody of like action animes. Because he kind of like,
It's anime, not.
or a parody of action manga, I guess, because it's not an anime yet.
Shonen manga,
Yeah. Because the battles are still like overblown and over the top and stuff like that. It's just they all end anticlimactically with him punching them once.
What does that mean? There's actually a fight that leads up to the one punch?
Yeah.
There's multiple punches leading up to the one punch? Or does that mean he's not allowed to punch them until he beats them?
I don't know. I just know from what I saw, the one guy shot a laser, and he was like, "Oh, how boring." Dodges the laser. The laser's like 10 panels long or something like that. He dodges it, and then the next panel, he punches the guy into like outer space. And then the next picture is him looking at the camera with his blank expression. I won.
Yeah, no, I don't feel like it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
I think a lot of people find it funny because it's supposed to be comedy, I guess.
Yeah, but after a while, like, that's just saying things over.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe he has one fight where it takes two punches. First punch doesn't quite do it.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Eyes of Heaven. So I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I always thought it was a comedy series, and so far it's kind of been kind of dark, I'd say. What would you say, Becca Draws?
I am not sure what to think of it yet because I still feel like it's too early to decide exactly what's going on. We know that one guy is an a-hole, and the other guy is a weakling a-hole. And the a-holes are fighting over the girl, and that's all. There's something about that.
What does that even mean?
The dad. So I don't
It's
know
like
yet.
time has stopped.
Oh, yeah. And then does he say, "But time must go on, tick, tick." Or what was that again? Didn't you say you had that memorized? The character from that Castlevania fighting game?
Oh,
And time marches on.
From Castlevania Judgment, the Castlevania fighting game. Stop. This'll just take a minute. And then he reads off some type of one-liner pertaining to whatever character he's fighting, which is a high point of the game. They actually made a character who gives a unique dialogue for his special attack, depending on who he's fighting. And then this final word is, and time marches on, and he like releases time. Oh, and they said right on time.
Yeah.
So, to also be fair, he's a pretty flat, one-dimensional character. It's just like, we need a character who's all about time to tie everything together. And this is what they spit out.
New York Comic Con's gonna have Kishimoto up here. That's pretty cool.
Kishimoto? The one who wrote Naruto?
Yes.
The one who is writing Naruto Gaiden?
Yeah. And then, still working on Digimon Try, it looks like. And male manga readers weigh on their favorite shonen mangas. Oh, Shonen Jump. Sports manga garners plenty of female readers. Male readers opened up which shoujo series are their favorite. The top choice was the musical romantic comedy called Nodame Cantabile. I don't know. I never heard of anything, so I don't think.
Do you think it's difficult to pronounce something in
I know
Japanese?
someone who read Girls Bravo. Have you read Girls Bravo?
I don't think I have read Girls Bravo. Is that probably the same guy who did Love Hina?
Probably. Then I guess it probably isn't considered shoujo then.
I don't know. Does that author do anything that's not here?
Probably not.
Yeah, I guess that's just his thing.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be considered. Do I know any shoujos? I don't think I know any shoujo.
Shoujo anime or manga?
Yeah.
Fruits Basket.
That's shoujo? I don't know, that was kind of action-packed for shoujo, I guess. Except for the anime itself kind of ended abruptly, though. They don't really conclude anything.
Well, the anime stopped after 8 seasons because everyone was exhausted. All the whole staff, at least the guys who managed how they ran everything, it's like they kind of ran on 100% because they had very high expectations for it. And so did the viewers, and then they just kind of worn out. So, but
seems like a lot of like anime series kind of end disappointingly. I think we've talked about this before, though.
Yeah.
And I did figure out the answer most of the time, that they're just in too much of a hurry to make a anime adaptation of the manga. And it's really, they're only made to sell mangas, really. Much like how in the US, most of our shows are made to sell toys. Which is why Symbiotic Titan got canceled. And Young Justice. And Teen Titans.
Wait, they all got canceled for that specific reason?
Yeah.
Involving the toy line?
Yeah.
I don't know about Symbiotic Titan. I wasn't aware.
It didn't even get a toy line, did it?
Not as far as I'm aware. Well, I don't know about it. I thought Teen Titans did have a toy line.
Yeah, probably.
They did. Probably they canceled it for that reason. I thought supposedly they just didn't renew the series. They didn't want to ask for another season.
I don't know. I didn't feel like I had much for the conclusion.
Teen Titans?
Yeah.
I just want to sing the song and then realize that Papayami are like, in their 40s and they still look 20.
Hi.
Exactly.
And they bow and wave, and the song starts playing. They had a TV series for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What was it?
I remember.
I had Papayami Yumi.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember some of those episodes were just flat out ridiculous, too.
Yeah. I don't know, the art style was kind of weird. Kind of reminds me of, like, a cross between, like, Shin-Chan and, like, I guess the Bubblegum Kid thing that's on now.
I don't know where some of those people got their start, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, there's, some interview, I think, with the guy who started on Normal Show. He does animation and character development stuff. He's talking about, like, just the shape economy and how that can affect your artwork
Yeah.
for the project that you're working on. Very interesting. He's talking to college students about it, but, press animation nerds out there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I say that endearingly because I am one, and because that's kind of what I'm working on.
Alright, so now to our main topic, which is video game creation.
Creating video games, if you will.
Yes. What you do is you take the code and you put it into a compiler, and it works. So, Full Metal, what languages do you know?
I primarily know Java, but I also have some experience in C#. It's basically about, from what I can tell, the equivalent of Java, but made specifically for Windows.
Didn't you make a teddy bear like shooter Galaga game or something like that?
Yeah, I did. I took an online course in which I ultimately that was the main goal, to make a shooter game, which is kind of neat.
So, what things do you think you could add to your teddy bear game that would make it fun?
And multiplayer.
Multiplayer, yeah.
DLC, microtransactions.
Oh,
we could change the color of the teddy bear to a polar bear.
Oh, man.
For only $4.99.
Becca Draws, did you hear the joke that the developers of Goat Simulator made? They're releasing DLC called Goat Z, and the tagline is the first survival horror game that isn't early access.
I get it. No, I actually did see that on Steam and was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? But I don't know. I didn't actually spend the time to click on it because I was more like trying to figure out what I wanted to play.
So that's what you do. You put your game in early. What was it? I think DayZ was actually, or maybe I just dreamed it or imagined it, but I feel like DayZ was actually trying to sell DLC for their early access game.
I don't know. And then there was H1Z1, and it all starts to run together.
Yeah. That's what you do now. Early access, and then charge them another $30 when the game actually comes out. Play my broken unfinished game while I continue working on it. No, I give up. I got enough money already. Anyway, so you know C#, and you made a teddy bear shooter game. Did you also make a piano in Java or something like that?
Yeah, I did. I made a simple virtual keyboard using Java. It was just very simple.
Where'd you get all the notes from?
I had to download a special an extra library. Someone made like a library that has you can play tunes from the actual piano scale. It included a whole bunch of actual neat stuff with it. So basically, all it is just a simple. The GUI is basically just some colored shapes that you click on, but it looks very similar to like an actual piano. When you click within the regions on the keys, it'll play the tune that it corresponds to.
You could easily make that into a game and stuff like that. Make it like a weird Guitar Hero, where like the different shapes fall down the screen and you have to push the corresponding letter and it plays songs for you.
I think that would be copyrighted by Harmonix, I guess, when they added the keyboard. Well, synesthesia and other.
Well, Rock Band and everything. I don't think you can copyright the format of music game where it flows or it trails down. They might have copyrighted maybe the fretboard, I guess. I don't know. I don't think you can copyright that because Rock Band and Rocksmith and a lot of the different music games have used that style. I mean, I'm sure you can find like tons of app games that you.
It's pretty simple, but then again, they're big name companies. Some things like if you throw enough money at it, it's just
I guess so.
You can argue anything you want.
Yeah. So it seems like it'd probably be pretty easy to transition that into like a game.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be too hard.
And then don't you have experience in like, Game Maker?
Yeah, I've used Gem a little bit. I've dabbled in some of the tutorials and stuff, and I tried to dabble in making a platformer before too.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was very interesting. The tutorial ones were simple enough. The platformer was a little bit more complicated because when I tried messing around, for example, I tried like in the sandbox, I tried making it so that it had a double jump, but I hadn't quite mastered the physics by then. So it was like depending on when you pressed the key while you were in midair, it would like drastically like the result of your double jump would be vastly different. Like if you pushed it like early on, you would jump extremely high, whereas if you pushed it like very late, it's like you barely notice the second jump.
Yeah.
So it wasn't exactly the results that I wanted. I think it's kind of interesting though when making platformers that the physics there's so many variables to the physics really and stuff.
Yeah.
So you like make more robustness.
Or you could just go the Little Big Planet route and make a static floaty jump. This is how far you're going to jump every time, and it's going to feel awkward every time you jump.
Yeah, it makes you really appreciate like the real like fluid physics of Mario games.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure for Game Maker they actually have a guy who has made like his own Mario engine.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I can remember seeing on there and stuff like that. Like you download like the Sonic engine and stuff like that.
Oh, the Sonic engine?
Yeah.
Oh wow, so you're constantly trying to outrun the screen, I guess.
I wanted to make a game and just like download the Sonic engine, replace the sprites and stuff like that, and make like just a scrolling game where you play as like a circle and you just kind of like bounce around or roll around the stage really fast and then fight a boss fight at the end. I thought that would be pretty cool. We also tried working on Disgruntled Bear, which was going to be our runner type game.
Yeah, scrolling runner and stuff, just like your typical temple run or banana call.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we didn't know enough then. I feel like we know a little bit more now, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
I would say so.
Yeah. Probably should get back into it sometime. I know some of our teammates are just playing World of Warcraft, so obviously they've got plenty of time to work on a game. Oh man.
I don't know. They might be making a living off of World of Warcraft at this point.
Supposedly, I heard that there's a private server that's free to play, but it's just vanilla Warcraft. I was like, that sounds like it could be fun. Free to play World of Warcraft? Yeah.
Just vanilla?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Vanilla is like original, so it's just the base game of World of Warcraft.
Oh, so
Level 60 and that's it.
Oh,
No expansions.
Oh.
Yeah, so like V Brawl is like regular Brawl, not Brawl Plus or Balance Brawl or Brawl without tripping or whatnot.
Huh.
Yeah. I can't think of any other examples of vanilla. And then currently, work wants me to make a training game, so I'm working in RPG Maker and trying to learn how to use that.
We're not giving too much away on what
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. RPG Maker's got a lot of functionality, and the game mostly runs on like a logic pseudocode. If this, do that, do that. So, or I guess really their event system more of. So you create an event, and then things happen within that event. Sometimes as simple as you go somewhere, and sometimes as complicated as a long chain of events followed by a cutscene that moves character A and B to here and there. So it's pretty interesting. And I have worked with Game Maker a little bit before. I remember the one tutorial level, I ended up making like 3 or 4 levels to it where it got progressively harder. But I don't think I ever got to doing the tutorial with the scrolling shooter or whatnot. I could see myself getting pretty obsessive about that one and making like a really fun.
The GML, the scrolling shooter, it's supposed to be a parody of like 1942.
Yeah, like Sonic Wings kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I made the scrolling shooter. I'm pretty sure.
Are you ready or not? Oh, good times at the arcades. Yeah, so there's certainly a lot of tools out there to make very basic games and get it. It's pretty fun. I mean, once you start really focusing on it, it's really fun to kind of like envision how the game's going to turn out, and getting it to that point, and then play testing it over and over again. Yeah, there's a lot to enjoy about that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. And if you're not interested in that, you can always play Game Dev Tycoon, where you get to pretend that you're making games as a company.
Which game development simulator is the easier one? Or is it you make oodles of money every time you make a game?
Oh, that's a Game Dev Story. Yeah.
Oh, that's Game Dev Story.
Yeah, that's the one for the apps.
Oh, okay, it's the
Mobile
one.
Yeah. I would recommend the one for the PC. I don't know, I found the PC one more fun. I mean, I have fun with Game Dev Story for a little while, but I mean, it just doesn't hold my interest as much as Game Dev Tycoon does.
It is a little bit more challenging. Would you say that's more realistic?
Yeah, it's much more depth to it and stuff like that. A lot to think about when creating a game rather than just creating a game.
It's true. It has only become like more dynamic and difficult to make a game as it progresses.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I basically heard it's just like you're making games out of your basement.
Yeah. They're all really bad games. Yeah. Yeah, if you're making games, your first game's not going to be very good, and that's okay.
Neither is your second or third, but it's the important part is that you keep trying, because eventually the design is going to come out of that. Like Edmund McMillan, he made Super Meat Boy, he made lots of other games.
Binding of Isaac, I think.
Binding of Isaac, he's done a lot of stuff, but and a lot of the other games were released on, I think it was Newgrounds, but he said that as long as you keep practicing and you keep putting in your work, it's going to get better. But don't expect for your first, maybe even 10 games to be something.
Kind of wish I would have experimented with Newgrounds rather than just watching those weird videos of Mario killing terrorists in the Middle East.
I don't know. I actually didn't know the Newgrounds was a thing until I was an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing.
Shadow was always like, "Oh, look at this video! Look at this video!" I'm just like, "No, I don't want to watch any more adult animal babies." What was it called? Animal baby something.
Oh, was it retarded animals?
Yeah, retarded.
That's it. Yeah.
No, I don't want to watch it anymore. It was so dumb. Oh my, yeah, Newgrounds, the old internet, pretty much. It's interesting to see how like different the internet culture is now compared to then.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so I kind of wish that I would have gotten started on like Flash games because a lot of them are like a lot of the Newground games are really terrible. But it's just like it's a good place to start and learn.
They were so good.
Some of them are pretty good, like the Pokemon Tower Defense. That was a Newground Flash game. I think he's making an HTML5 though version like eventually. But that was yeah. But there were a lot of Newground games that were pretty fun. It was like a good place for you to get practice making Flash games because it's just like even if it wasn't that good, they'd be harsh, but you knew they weren't being harsh. If that makes any sense. They're just being Newground members when they were criticizing it. It's like writing a fanfiction on fanfiction.net. Even if it's not very good, people will still rate you a 5 and say I enjoyed it.
Yeah, most idiots.
So yeah, I have used Game Maker uses like a variant of C if I remember correctly, but that uses a lot of like buttoned events. If I remember.
Game Maker, yeah, I mean it gives you user a shortcut and everything. It makes it like a little more user friendly.
Yeah.
Adding like events.
There's a lot of like different programs though. I mean, there's Construct. So there's a lot of ones that start with C, but I can't remember all of them. I mean, you can get them on Steam for pretty cheap. Some of them I think are free as well. RPG Maker has a free version. There's not a whole lot you can do. You can probably make like the very beginning of a game. Is probably the most you're probably gonna get out of it. But I mean, the free version or the paid version is not too expensive, and they've got the older versions. I heard RPG Maker XP is like only $15, and will likely go on sale during the Steam Summer Sale.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
And supposedly XP has some advantages over the newest VX Ace, and when it comes to like mapping.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good to practice on some of these older ones.
Did you say whether or not you could like download Unreal Engine?
Yeah, I think actually, Unity and the Unreal Engine I think are both now free to play or free to use.
If you use Unreal Engine, if you sell your creation.
Yeah, I think both of them. As soon as you sell it, you have to pay quite a bit.
Yeah, commission or royalty.
Yeah, but I mean, those would be good learning tools as well if you wanted to try to get into like 3D games. I mean, they're certainly going to be a lot more complex, and it's going to take more time for you to complete your first game. But yeah, they're good tools to learn how to make a game on.
Unreal Engine, I think, is extremely complex.
Yeah.
I think as semi-well developers and stuff, he's been working with it for like 10 years, and he still hasn't discovered everything there is to know about it.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy and stuff like that to be able to build engines like that. You know, it's just like you're simplifying the creation process for everybody. But in order to simplify the process, you have to be the one who does the hard coding and create the libraries and everything.
You have to know the actual real ugliness behind it all.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now I can just drag and drop my character onto this map I created. That's awesome. It's like, but someone went in behind the scenes and told the system that this to call this function in order to place this character on this place on the map. Yeah. So quite interesting. Yeah. And then Game Maker is built in Ruby, like a variant of Ruby. And then I think Unity and Unreal are both C++.
Oh.
Yeah. Ruby was created not too long ago, actually, by a Japanese guy who wanted to make an object-oriented language that was like more powerful than Python, but simpler to use than C++ or something like that.
Oh. So how old is Ruby?
Probably since like the 90s, I think.
Oh, it's in the 90s?
Yeah. Yeah. What else is there? I mean, I know you can create like pencil games and stuff like that. Like if you don't want to like build like an actual video game, you can do like pencil and paper games. It's probably a good way to get started because it's just like you need to understand like the logic of how to make the game, like what makes the game fun, what are the importance of elements. Because you can't make a game too complicated. It has to have a simple premise to it, but it has to have enough mechanics to be complex enough to add a challenge to the player.
Sure. I think, depending on what type of game you want, there's lots and lots of different programs and or languages to program your game in.
Yeah.
But some of them are much more catered to you than others. For example, like if you want to make a JRPG style game, RPG is a much better choice over GML because it's much more catered to that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I remember back
Game Maker is much more suited to like 2D games than something like Unity, which is more suited for like 3D games.
Yeah, Unreal Engine. I remember back when I was in high school, I made a RPG game. It was a text based, and all it really was it simulated your character fighting a dragon, and everything was text based. I mean, writing that in Java, writing that in Blue Jay, I think that was much more complicated. So like a much more catered software would be great, a lot better. But
I remember trying to make a text adventure in C++. It was flying a helicopter, and all kinds of like different things. I was gonna try to see if I can make like simple ASCII art to go along with it. Yeah. That was really fun though. It is really fun to come up with ideas for games and then try to like work them out to something that's fun and playing.
Well, so you have to keep in mind when you start out too. And I have this thing. It's like when I draw, for example. I want it to be just a certain way, and I want it to be right the first time.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to be that way. And I always have to remind myself. And I don't know if other people do that too, but you know, like it's something new. Like you have to give yourself a chance to learn it in the first place.
What do they call SDKs? I think is what they're called, right? And that's what, like simulated design kit or something? Software design kit, maybe?
Yeah.
I have something like that from Adobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make games in Flash.
Software development.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah, all those acronyms. IT world loves its acronyms. Alright. Well, we've gone on for quite a bit now, so I'll go ahead and make the topic when we get done with this. For have you ever tried making a game before? Feel free to share it with us. Comment on the forum topic what kind of games you like. If you've ever experimented with RPG Maker or Game Maker or Unity or Ice or Frostbite or all those different engines that there are out there for making games with. And let us know what your favorite indie games are. Anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Alright. We will see you all next week.
He is Metal Monster.
Metal Monster. Who are you again? What are you doing here? Oh, get out of here.
And this is
Stranger
CNN.
danger. Stranger danger.
Good night. Da, 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 da,
See you next week.
Da.
Or get copyright strike again. No! I wonder if I just started singing Taylor Swift, if we would be able to recognize that and give us a copyright strike.